Simple present tense is used when we want to express general truths or to describe an action, event, or condition that happens habitually, or even something that's happening right now at the moment of speaking or writing. Okay, so basically, present simple is a tense we use when we talk about things that are always true, or things that we do all the time, like routines or habits. Um, an example based on the topic we've chose is the key to lifelong happiness is taking time to cultivate small tweaks on a regular basis. So, as we can see from the example, the word is the simple present tense of the verb to be. It's used here because the sentence talks about a general truth, something that is always true, not just happening once or in the past or future.
For the present continuous tense, this tense is used when we want to talk about something that is happening right now or when the action is temporary but still in progress. The structure of this tense is subject plus am, is or are plus verb ing. For example, scientists are studying how gratitude practices affect happiness levels. In this case, our studying is happening at the present moment. From another example, here, everything secular research is discovering about happiness is already laid out in scripture. In this case, the action is discovering is happening at the present moment. So this is a present continuous tense. So basically, we use present continuous tense when we want to talk about an action happening right now or temporarily. That's all.
The future continuous tense is a verb tense that shows an action happening over a period of time in the future. An example from this: no doubt, there will always be situations in life where everything seems bleak despite people around us telling us to cheer up, stay positive, and think of better times ahead.
Let's move on to the present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used to describe actions that started in the past and are continuing into the present. So, the example is I have been studying happiness for the past 7 years. This shows that the study of happiness has been ongoing for the past 7 years. This means it started 7 years ago and it is still continuing until now.
So, simple past tense is to talk about completed habits or facts in the past. An example, the field focus on pathology, on the worst scenario cases, on what can go wrong in our life. So, why is it simple past? The verb in the example is focus. Why is it simple past again? Simple past tense is used for actions that started and finished in the past. In this case, the field focus tell us about what the field of study did at a particular time in the past. So the action is completed. It is not continuing into the present.
Past continuous tense. It is a verb used to show an action that was ongoing at a specific time in the past. So basically, the past continuous tense is just for talking about something that was happening at a certain time in the past. Like you were in the middle of doing something. An example based on the topic we've chose is studies were showing that individuals who are experiencing higher levels of happiness were tending to have better physical and mental health, stronger social relationships, and greater resilience in the face of adversity. As we can see from the example, it included the use of were showing, were experiencing, and were tending. This shows that these actions were ongoing or happening repeatedly over a period of time in the past.
So let's move on to the past perfect tense. So the past perfect tense describes actions completed before another past event. So let's look at the example. When science had scrutinized happiness at all, it was mainly through correlational studies, which cannot tell what came first, the happiness or what it is linked to, let alone determine the cause and effect. So, this shows that science had scrutinized happiness first, then it found that the studies were mainly correlational. In other words, the questioning about happiness happened before the observation.
For the past perfect continuous tense, we use this tense to talk about an action that was happening for some time in the past before another past action happened. The structure of this tense is subject plus had been plus verb ing. For example, they had been living in London before they moved to Paris. Another example, had been studying shows that the action started earlier and was continuing until another action, which is decided to pause, happened. For the simple future tense, we use this tense when we want to talk about something that will happen later after the present moment. The structure of this tense is subject plus will plus best verb. For example, I'm thirsty. I will drink some water. Another example, we will have the largest and most diverse dataset ever collected on the strategies that promote happiness. Here, we'll have shows that the action has not happened yet, but it is going to happen in the future.
The future continuous tense is a verb tense that shows an action happening over a period of time in the future. An example from this, no doubt, there will always be situations in life where everything seems bleak despite people around us telling us to cheer up, stay positive, and think of better times ahead.
Future perfect tense. It is a verb tense used to show that an action will be completed before a specific time or event in the future. This tense basically just talks about something that will be finished before a certain time in the future. So, as an example, people will have often believed that accomplishments like marriage and wealth will bring lasting happiness, and adverse experiences such as divorce or disease will bring unremitting sadness. From the example, the phrase "will have often believed" is the future perfect tense.
So let's talk about the future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense describes an action or state that will have been ongoing for a period of time up to a specific point in the future. For instance, the other significant issue will be human diversity since the world will have been more integrated into a single community than it is now. So, will have been shows the future perfect tense, and more integrated shows the continuous process. Last but not least, than it is now. It shows the comparison between in the future and the present.